All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and honor and glory to what is due to Yahweh Bahashim Yasa, Bahashim Chakadas. Giving all glory and honor to the Almighty Yahweh Bahashim Yasa. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who grew well and who taught us the truth. Salutations to the sincere brothers out there who preaching the truth and edifying the brothers and sisters while study diligence. And salutations to the Lexicon abroad. Today, there's brother Ayawab come back to you today through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yashar Ba'ashim Chakadas with another lesson. Just going into the news, man. And I remember before I came into the truth, man, before the Most High gave me this truth, all praise to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yashar, like I wasn't even in, like I didn't even indulge in news, man. I wasn't focused on it. I didn't care about it. I was just in my own little bubble. I was in the darkness, man. I was in that do as thou want spirit. And I had already, when I was doing this lesson just a couple minutes ago, like, I got like 15 minutes in, and for some reason just cut off, and I didn't even record none of it. So I'm just here again, spirits jumping, demons and shit jumping out trying to hinder the word, but we still gonna get it out. And yeah, I remember, like, I wasn't even worried about it. I didn't care about what was going on, but now the Most High give me this truth, man. I just wanted to get a scripture real quick. This is Ephesians 5. I'm going to start at 14. Ephesians 5 verse 14. Wherefore he said, Awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach the anointed shall give thee light. That's what happened, man. I was asleep. I was in darkness. And Yahweh Shemashah rose me from the dead. He put off that old man for me, and he gave me light. Verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Let's just get that word circumspectly. Exactly, accurately, diligently. So you gotta be diligent. Also means cautious. Continue on, verse 16. Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Let's get that word. Slaki. I meant to get the Strongs for the circumspectly.
Strong's G 199. Akribos.
That's circumspectly. Let's get redeeming.
Strong's G 1805. Exagerazo.
So it says to redeem. And just get this last one right here. To make wise and sacred use of every opportunity for doing good, so that zeal and well-doing are, as it were, the purchase money by which we make the time our own. So that's what it is. We got to we redeeming the time. We're making wise the time that we have every day, man. The day, as it says, because the days are evil. We got to make every opportunity that we got worth it, man. We got to make use with every opportunity that we have. Ephesians 5 verse 16, redeem the time because the days are evil. And that's what we're doing, man. So I'll just go ahead and get into the news. I got two little articles. Watch this little video real quick.
Let's start with the antibody tests. I've heard you say that some have been developed and even validated. Are we really just days away from them being in use?
Yes, actually, at the last task force meeting, the individuals responsible for both developing, validating, and getting the test out are saying, and I'm certain that that's going to happen, that within a period of a week or so, we're going to have a rather large number of tests that are available. One of the things that you mentioned that's important, because other countries have gotten burned by this. These antibody tests are tests that we do on other diseases, but they need to be validated. You need to make sure that they're consistent and that they're accurate. And that's what we're doing now, both with the NIH and with the FDA, is validating them. As soon as they get validated, they'll be out there for people to use.
I want to talk about something else that we understand is being discussed among the task force and in the White House, and that is when to reopen the country. The president is eager to do so, as he has said. He's even eyeing the date of May 1st. Who is going to oversee that? Is there someone who is coordinating the plan for reopening the country?
Yes, that's a very good question. You know, it isn't a single person. As you know, the task force meets every single day, studies all the data that come in. There's also a group that's looking at what the best approach would be from the standpoint of the kinds of people that you'd want to get out there first, the people who are very necessary to the functioning of society. At the end of the day, we have FEMA involved. We have Dr. Debbie Birx, who is the coordinator within the task force, and we go over the data on a day-by-day basis, and we report it to the president and the vice president. That decision will be made at that level.
Are you comfortable with the date of May 1st?
Well, as I've said so many times, Allison, that the virus kind of decides whether or not it's going to be appropriate to open or not. What we're seeing right now are some favorable signs, as I've discussed with you a few times on this show. It's looking like that in many cases, particularly in New York, we're starting to see a flattening and a turning around. I would want to see a clear indication that you are very, very clearly and strongly going in the right direction. Because the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to get out there prematurely and then wind up your back in the same situation. So obviously we're looking for the kinds of things that would indicate that we can go forward in a gradual way to essentially reopen the country to a more normal way. But that would really depend upon a number of things that we really follow every day.
And it's like if you hear a noise in the background, but they trying to do everything they can, man. I'm trying to get new antibody tests out in the coming days. Trump wanting to open up the country and met by May 1st. This, that, and third, man. They looking like some chickens with their heads cut off. But this says U.S. coronavirus cases top 500,000 as researchers say the worst is yet to come in Texas and Florida. It says the number of confirmed coronavirus cases in the United States topped 500,000 on Friday as health officials reported the highest number of deaths in a single day. It says as of Friday evening, 18,637 people in the United States have died of coronavirus, an increase of 1,953 deaths from Thursday. It said worldwide there are 1.69 million confirmed cases and more than 102,000 reported deaths. It says the grim milestone comes as researchers warn that lifting social distancing measures too soon could lead to a setback in the pandemic mitigation. I don't know what that word means, so get that. The action of reducing the severity, seriousness, or painfulness of something. It says if we were to stop at the national level by May 1st, we are seeing in-models to return to almost where we are now sometime in July. It says on Wednesday, the IHME estimated that 60,415 in the U.S. would die of coronavirus by August, assuming social distancing policies continue through May. On Friday, that estimate increased to 61,500. It says About all I wanted to get in this one. Get this right here. It says the stay-at-home orders are lifted after 30 days. Reports say there would be a bump in the demand for ventilators and death toll could reach 200,000 according to the Times. Man, they trying desperately. But as it says, go ahead and get that. Who is he that may turn them these plagues? I believe it's I believe it's in 2nd Ezra 16. So it says 2nd Ezra 16 verse 5 says, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may any one quench the fire and stubble when it hath begun to burn? So come, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? And they trying to drive these plagues away, man. But the Lord went through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Yasah Das. These plagues, this plague, this pestilence don't get drove away. And that's what I want to get on that. Now this one says antibody test that would verify whether a person recently had the novel coronavirus could be available within a week. It says within a period of a week or so, we're going to have a rather large number of tests that are available. Having antibodies to the coronavirus could mean someone is protected from getting reinfected, making such tests important for medical workers and others on the front lines fighting the pandemic. If their antibody test is positive, one can formulate strategies about whether or not they would be at risk or vulnerable to getting reinfected. And that was on CNN. And just wanted to get this one, why a coronavirus vaccine could take way longer than a year. It says, considering the history and science behind making these drugs, a year to 18 months would be absolutely unprecedented. I'm just going to get a paragraph or so in this. Maybe not even, yeah. It says drug companies and universities are now racing to develop a COVID-19 vaccine with at least 62 efforts currently underway, according to the WHO. Experts are optimistic that a vaccine will prove successful based on early evidence that coronavirus patients can produce antibodies, the proteins in blood that attack and neutralize viruses. So they trying, man. And they gonna bring out this vaccine, man. And it could, they say a year, but they probably already got a vaccine. They're just waiting for that perfect moment to bring it out. It says, if the past is any indicator, the world won't have a coronavirus vaccine for more than a year, probably longer. The mumps vaccine, considered the fastest ever approved, took 4 years to go from collecting viral samples to licensing a drug in 1967. Clinical trials come with 3 phases, and the first stages of the current COVID-19 trial aren't due for completion until this fall, spring 2021, or much later. And these are good reasons to allow time for safety checks. Some preliminary vaccines for the related coronavirus SARS, for instance, actually enhanced the disease in model experiments. And it said right here that the mumps vaccine, considered the fastest ever approved, took 4 years. And they don't know what they're going to do. It says a year to 18 months would be absolutely unprecedented. maybe with the new technology, maybe with throwing enough money on it, that'll happen. But we have to be really careful about those time estimates. It says all vaccines work by convincing the body's immune system to mount a response to a foreign invader, whether it's a virus, a bacterium, or parasite. Classic methods involve taking a whole virus, weakening or killing it, then injecting its remains into a person's body. That's how traditional vaccines were made for smallpox, measles, and the flu. Says one major hitch in developing a COVID-19 vaccine is that no medically proven predecessor exists for any type of human coronavirus. This is despite the fact that the 2002 SARS and 2012 MERS outbreak, both caused by viral cousins of the new coronavirus, were warning shots that claimed about 1,600 lives. It says right here, we've now seen a coronavirus epidemic every decade in the 21st century. And Lord willing, third time's a charm. It says we knew it was a huge threat. It says who co-directs. It said, but while those outbreaks alerted the world to the virulent potential of the coronavirus family, SARS fizzled out faster than a vaccine could make its way through clinical trials, and MERS created too few cases to generate sustained funding for the developers. So, like, again, third time's charm. SARS didn't work, MERS didn't work, and now they got the corona, and it's working. That's all I wanted to get on that one. Get a scripture. It's 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right, man. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. When they bring out that vaccine, we know what they're doing. These people, the world may not know. Some may know, but most ain't not going to know. But we know we're not ignorant of their devices. Because Revelation 12 verse 12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. That was a short time, man. And if it looks like what it's looking like, they're not gonna let this crisis go to waste. Lord willing, they're not gonna let this pandemic go to waste. They got a short time, man. But that's all I had. Lord willing, video is edifying to spirit, to the body, to the fold. Like say, Kah, Halayim La, Yahweh Hashem Yasha, Ba'Shem Kadas. Giving all glory and honor to the Almighty Yahweh Hashem Yasha. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who taught us truth. Shalom to the sincere brother out there who preaches the truth and edifying the brothers and sisters watching the diligence. And shalom to Lex scattered abroad. Until next time, keep pushing, keep fighting. Kwam Yashala.